Hey, welcome back to my channel. So a lot of the videos I do on this channel are you ask a question and I answer it. They're very very serious, very stern, very giving you the information you're looking for with your product launch. And now that I'm starting to focus on YouTube more than ever, I wanted to start sharing a little bit of what's actually going on in my life and what are some things that I'm doing as an entrepreneur to help become more effective with motivation, and whatever. So this video is a little bit different to what you are currently used to seeing from me. And I started doing this thing during pandemic that, well, this video is around. It's a weird way that I've figured out how to motivate myself to do things that I don't want to do. And I find that lockdown there's been no better time to figure out how to really get yourself to do things that you don't want to do. Because while my life as an entrepreneur hasn't changed too much, because pre-lockdown, I work from home. Pre-lockdown, still run a company online. We have staff all around the world. So the day-to-day didn't change too much for me, but what did change was our option for being able to go out to restaurants, go for a walk down the street, and just not fear for our health or whatever's going on during this time in cities and around the globe right now. So at this point, we're all locked in our homes 24/7, and that can seem very there's a time I remember this year when all of my races were canceled, because I do triathlon. So all my races were canceled for the year and all travel canceled. And I was just thinking to myself, I actually have nothing to look forward to for 2020, which was a weird thought because it's 2020 was just canceled. And because of that, nothing to look forward to, monotony of day to day, my brain by default stopped wanting to do things that would usually construct my life before. So before, during normal times, non-pandemic times, I would love to go for a run. I would love to motivate myself to do that. I'd love to motivate myself to plan in the business or do certain key things that you should be doing to get the results that you want, right? And during pandemic, all of my motivation just went. There was a point where I was well, I don't need a normal sleep schedule anymore. And so, a few months ago, it started with okay, I can just work anytime because I can work all night, sleep all day if I wanted to. But then I was no. I have to actively build my days because I wanted to leave lockdown a stronger individual and better off than we went into it. So I noticed there were these points where I was struggling with motivation, and I discovered a solution, at least for me. And because it's been so effective for me and it's fun, I wanted to share this with you guys in case it benefits someone else out there. So with me, I identify 2 things that I need to do in every single day, that as long as I'm doing those 2 things, I'm achieving my business goals and I'm the person I want to be, right? Because at the end of the day, if you look at your to-do list, you could have 1,000 things, but only 20% of those are really going to drive the needle towards the results. So if you can identify what key habits you want in your life that are going to give you the results you're looking for. For me, those 2 habits, one is moving the body every single day. So that's exercise, getting up, going for a run, doing a quick strength training video, stretching, whatever it is. Getting up and exercising first thing is super, super important. When I do that, I have total mental focus, mental clarity, and I know the day is just off to a great start. Especially because I'm a naturally anxious person. So if I can get up and just work that sweat out of my body and then anxiety out of my body, I'm super zen after that, which is, just what a great feeling. So workout in the morning is a non-negotiable for me, non-negotiable habit that I, during lockdown, really struggled with because I'm what's the point? I don't have to leave my house. I can just wear sweatpants and not shower for a week if I want to, right? So, which is I shower every day. So just in case you're like, whoa, girl, like, whatever. So that's one habit. And the second habit is, as long as I'm doing it, I know that I'm driving the business, money's in the bank, and we're growing and hitting my goals. And so that second habit for me, one was health related, which is get up and move every morning. But secondly, is to make sure that I'm spending the first 1 to 2 hours every single day focused on sales or focused on revenue generating activities. So revenue generating activities is something that every entrepreneur needs to do, because what I find is that when you are running a business, or especially when you're like getting ready to get your product to market, entrepreneurs, we have so much on our plate to focus on, and typically we're going to go for the urgent but not the important things. And the urgent things are constantly like customer service, day to day in the business, but not actually working on growing the business. So you want to have a really healthy balance of that. But that's why with me, my second big goal in business every single day, my priority is a sales goal. So that to me can mean I'm either starting conversations in Facebook groups, that we're setting up LinkedIn automation, we're building YouTube advertising, we're setting up an email content calendar. Like, what can I do every single day that is driving the business forward? That is my second thing. So months ago, I knew that those were my two key habits. One, sales and health focus every single day before I do anything else. But as soon as lockdown happened, I didn't want to do that anymore. And I think, first off, have you, or are you still struggling with motivation to do the things you know you need to do? Drop it in the comments. Let me know. So how did I solve this problem? How did I fight myself and get up and start to do the things and actually start to change my mindset from dreading those things to loving those things? So first thing I did a few weeks back is, I got this top now because of it. So my psychology pre-lockdown was, okay, when we hit this milestone, I'll buy this for myself, this thing I really want. So what I'm doing there is I was doing an outcome. When we hit this sales goal, when we get this client, when this external outcome happens that I can't control, I'll buy myself something, okay? That was 50% of the way there, but didn't really work for me because I couldn't tangibly control the outcome of stuff, right? Because us hitting that sales milestone could happen next week, next month, whatever, right? So I never felt truly motivated to try to hit that specific milestone so I could buy myself something. So what I did instead is I made little challenges for myself that were based around a daily activity I could control. So this was motivated actually because I, going down the YouTube rabbit hole one night, and I saw this YouTuber that had just completed the Chloe Ting Shred Challenge, which if you are into fitness or you want to get back into fitness, really, really awesome. I'm in the middle of that challenge right now. More on that in a second. But she was like, I've just completed this challenge and now I get to go buy myself a Fitbit. And I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. What if I can set little goals for myself so that, for example, what if and here's where I started. I set a run challenge for myself where for 2 weeks, I would run every single day at an increasing distance until I hit 10K. And if I do that every single day for 2 weeks, I get to buy myself that Lululemon top that I've been really looking forward to. And I was excited because usually I'm like, no, yeah, I don't know. I got excited. And instead of breaking the bank, buying stuff whenever I want, what if I earn it? And what if I make it fun? So I did it. I did the run challenge. And I was like, okay, this is really cool. I was excited and I actually took action and I did not dread the whatever. So the next challenge I'm doing is I decided, again, fitness-based, I'm going to do the 14-day Chloe Ting Shred Challenge, which is essentially boot camp every day for 14 days. And when I do that, I get to go buy myself a pair of Lululemon leggings. Okay. So that's the health side. But on the business side, how am I applying this business wise? So in the past, again, I would be like, cool, when we hit like 50K in sales a month, or we get this big client, or we get like featured in New York Times, or like whatever that like goal is that I said I wanted, then I would buy this thing. Again, I can't control the outcome. So what I did instead is I said, okay, when I spend every day, the first 2 hours of every single day before anything else for 30 days, and I focus on sales, when I do that, I get to go buy myself a standing desk that I've been looking at, or I get to go buy myself that like Berkey water filter I really want, or, and again, I know these are not like, I love my purchases. I love my my things that are going to help make life like easier and better for me. And these things are a business write-off. So yeah, those are my like frivolous purchases that I get to create for myself by not only taking key activities that are moving me towards my goals, but actually enjoying the process. So instead of like hating on myself when I don't do the workout video for the day, or when I don't do outreach because life just got in the way, like it just means it's just pushing off my ability to get the pants or the whatever, right? Like, so that's how my brain thinks. I want to put this out there because I know that this has already, talking to a couple of my friends about this, they've already put in place some like rewards-based challenges into their life, and they're already like super pumped to do the uncomfortable things. So my challenge to you is like, look at what is something that you want that you typically feel too guilty to buy yourself, but if you earned it, you'd feel really great. And then secondly, what are some key things in your life that you've been putting off that you can create a fun challenge around? And this challenge should be something that's tangible, like challenging, but also something that you can get in a short period of time. And maybe it's something you gradually build up to. So for example, maybe the challenge of like, I'm going to quit drinking for 12 months and then I get to buy myself a trip to Mexico. Maybe that's too far into the future. But for you, if you're really struggling to get started with something, give yourself a 7-day challenge with a nice reward, even if that's like a nice meal out, if restaurants are open around you now. Like, what does that look like for you? Little things like this are how you can incentivize yourself to take action and have a lot of fun in the process. I think this video is a really great opportunity for people. And sure, this may come off as a little materialistic, but that's not the point. The point of this is that we all know that there are things that we need to actively be doing to better our circumstances, to achieve that goal, to lose weight, to get, save money for a down payment on a house, like whatever that success looks like to you in those areas. Lockdown has made it really difficult for us to take action on those things, especially in the day-to-day monotony. So I think now more than ever, from what I've seen for myself, is I've needed to put in a system where I parent myself to get me to do the hard stuff, because at the end of the day, no one else is going to be there to force us to do it. So if you can have fun in the process, it is scientifically proven that we are more likely to follow through with things when there's a reward as opposed to a punishment system. Like, that's how I used to operate before. I used to just if I didn't do the thing, I'd be like, idiot. You didn't do that. See, you're not following through. But instead of hating on myself and having that negative dialogue, just making it painless for me to want to do the things that I don't want to do. And so you gamify it. So I hope this little rewards challenge is something that has inspired you to pick and choose something in your life that you can do. So let me know what you're committed to for this challenge in your life below this video. And also, if you got value from this video, please do smash that like button and subscribe so that you don't miss any future content. Apart from that, thank you for watching.